I don't speak much Welsh, or hardly any Welsh at all, and maybe you can understand one phrase. Cymru am byth. Hi guys, Beardo here. This is my second attempt at an investigation on my own tonight. Now unfortunately the first castle I went to has a security fence all around it. There seemed a way in on the one side across a field, so I walked across the field, get up to the fence, stepped over it, and then it felt like something popped against my left nut. Dropped my hand down and then something popped against my hand. I was trying to get over an electrified fence. Wasn't too painful, but it shocked me a bit. So I've come to another castle, and this castle is called Ogmore Castle, and it is twinned with Candleston Castle that you've seen me and Mrs. Geek investigating. Me and Dean have gone there twice, and twice the investigation has been ruined because there's a party in the forest. Now, behind me over there, you're not going to see it from here, even if I put a powerful torch on. Across the stepping stones and the river, there's a dense forestry that leads on to the sand dunes and the castle. The twin castle to this, and there's some sort of party in the woods. So, these things go on until 3-4 o'clock in the morning. There you go. They've got bands on. So not really going to be able to do anything here. I didn't bring an EMF, I didn't bring a REM pod or anything. I just wanted to do a basic paranormal investigation, see if I could get any weird noises, capture anything on camera. But the mood is kind of not what I would want because of all the noise. It's not spooky in such an old castle when you can hear some people partying like half a mile away. It's a shame. So obviously, if you've seen the investigation of Candleston Castle, you'll know there's a story of the Goblin Stone and all manner of history there. This castle, its grounds and the stepping stones, with the amount of rain we've had, it's probably going to be impossible to see them. But the stepping stones and this castle have got a woman in white story. So my investigation yesterday, or the investigation we did yesterday, centred around a woman in black, or the woman in black if you listen to some stories. And tonight is about the lady in white, and apparently you can see her crossing the stepping stones over to the other castle. This castle's got quite obviously a really long, rich history, like most of the castles. Unlike Candleston, the twin castle, which is a fortified manor, this was a proper castle. So I've never done one of these on my own, and movement's kind of ruined because of that music that's behind me. But I need to test out the new camera, so thank you to everyone that's subscribed. everyone that's donated, everyone that puts in super chats, that money has gone back into the channel. We've got a better lighting rig, we've got a microphone, we've got a 4K camera now. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and I just wanted to make something where I could show you what your support into the channel does. And that's not just to people that donate and support, to anyone that just watches, because when you watch we get ad revenue, and that ad revenue, it adds up over time, and it's afforded me to buy a camera that 3 months ago I really wanted, but it was completely out of my price range. So I appreciate all of you, thank you very much. It sure has been raining, so I'm not going to be able to sit, and then literally the rain stopped about 20 minutes ago. So I'll try and time this for a break in the music. So if there is anyone here with me, the woman in white, could you speak to me please? Or anyone that resided at this castle, defended this castle, died at this castle. I'm a proud Welshman myself. So could you come forward please, spirits, and speak to me? Oh, I don't speak much Welsh, or hardly any Welsh at all, and maybe you could understand one phrase. Cymru am byth. There's whistling coming from there then. Shit. I don't know what that stone is. There was whistling coming from down here. Right, so do a little bit of calling out, and I hear whistling to my left. It sounded like it was the other side of this brickwork or this stone wall, between the stone wall and the river. Shone my torch down there, had a look. I've left the camera running, I don't know if you'll be able to see anything. There's nobody here. Now the car park is just to my left there, only my car is there. I'm not for a second saying that was a ghost. I genuinely thought somebody was going to be around here whistling then. I hope the cameras picked it up. So if I didn't know any better, I'd say somebody was messing with me. But I told a few people where I was going tonight, and that's where I got the electric shock on my balls. So nobody knows I'm here. So Dean hasn't decided to prank me because he'd be in the wrong castle to do it. And he could only park where I'm parked. The hell was that? So if I just shoot you whistling, could you do that again, please? There's somebody here. I can hear voices. I could hear two men. I could hear two men talking then across the river. I can't see them, but if I had my high-powered torch, I might be able to. How are they seeing where they're going? Yeah, there's somebody whistling over there. I can still hear talking, just sort of, they're getting further away, the conversation's going to be quieter, every now and again whistling. I assume they've seen my light and they're messing with me. Not gonna lie, my ass was going like a rabbit's nose for a little bit then. Now there is a pub. There's a field, main road, and then a pub over there. Maybe noises travelled down from there and echoed in off the stone. Or maybe it was those guys I could just hear talking across the river. Or maybe I've just heard two ghosts having a conversation, another ghost having a whistle. And I've become so skeptical, I think it's people out of this time of night. So this is obviously it's a modern bridge. This would have been the drawbridge to the castle. The moat goes all the way around. I wanted to come down and shoot something in the day. I want to go to the castles today and do some daytime shots. But the weather has been awful. We got this little building that's outside of the church. This little building outside of the castle. We'll go in there. There was a bug going past the lens in. We'll go in here and see if we can. The rumbling or whatever that noise I just described was, there's horses in the field there that I couldn't see. So I'm in this little outbuilding. I don't know what it would have been. It's kind of shielding me from the noise of the party that's going on in the woods behind me. Just see if we can get anything in here. So is there anyone here with me tonight that would like to speak? I've heard whistling and two men talking, but I assume that's just people from a party that you can hear that have gone for a wander. So if you can, could you speak to me, please? Airplane going over. There's lots of gravel on the ground. Could you throw something? Now when I heard the whistling, I said something in Welsh. So let's try that. Cymru am byth. So I'm sorry, I don't speak much in the way of Welsh, but Cymru am byth. Prynawn da. Now knowing those two guys had walked off, if I did whistling after speaking Welsh that time, that would have been pretty cool, right? If you are here, could you tell me what this was? Was it a barn or a stable? Or was it your home? If you can't speak, could you throw something? Or could you whistle like me? I could hear a piano coming, or a piano tune coming from that party in the forest, so it's going to be really difficult to do any sort of investigating here tonight. But at least I'll know when I edit. Oh, shit. But at least I'll know when I edit, you know, what the camera looks and sounds like with this microphone, whether I'd be better off with it on or off, and how the night vision behaves. It looks crystal clear on the screen. So again, why is there so many cars about? I mean, it's not early. The main road's sounding really busy and it's quite late. There's another torch going somewhere. There's somebody shining a torch in here. So I'm in there, I see a white flash of light all across the brickwork. I didn't hear a car at the same time, like somebody moved the torch in. Right, there's a car just gone past up there, and it hasn't shone any light on this. It may be because I'm on my own, but I don't think any of this is paranormal. But that whistling and then the conversation, that's freaked me out. Thinking somebody was out here with a torch, and then I've come out and there's nothing here. That's freaked me out. It's a bit of a shame you can't see the castle behind me, to be honest, because it looks good against the sky there. Kind of creepy. So investigation wise, it's a bit of a bust because of all the noise. However, that whistling, it must have been two people walking, because I heard talking after it. So I'm going to assume that's what that was. The light, I'm going to assume there's a T-junction up there. The weird noises I heard before I went into that little outbuilding, there's 2 horses in the field there. So I'm going to try and find my way out. Or at least, if I get back to the car, and there is another car in the car park, it'll explain that light. So I'll go back to the car and I'll have a little chat after I've got back there. Alright guys, so mystery solved. I came down to the stones. I was trying to record the water passing over the stones with the camera. It's too dark for me to get a decent shot, and I heard giggling, and for half a second I was freaked out, and then I heard a conversation, a bit more giggling. I'm like, right, I got it. Saw either a lighter or a torch flash, or maybe a phone. So I think there's 2 guys. Obviously saw, when I went in at first, I had my torch on so I could see my way in. They've seen me go in there with a camera rig, and they've obviously decided to have a bit of a laugh with me. Fair play, they freaked me out a bit. I can actually see the torch on now behind me. They're still over the river. Why they're out this time of night, freaking people out, I don't know. There's nothing that side, and it's a good half a mile walk to the party in the woods and to the other castle. The white light that I saw flash in there, I'm pretty sure it's those guys with the torch, because I've seen the torch while I'm on camera here. They're waving it about. So yeah. So anyway, obviously the camera looks pretty decent in the car with a little light on the top. It seemed to be really crisp in there with the night vision. So I'm really happy with the camera. I'm glad I came out, because they freaked me out, those pair. And the only downside to the night is I couldn't investigate properly and for too long because of the noise contamination from the party, and obviously getting an electric shock on my bollock and my finger in the first castle I wanted to do. Anyway, I will catch you in the next one. Much love. Beardo out. Oh, there we go. They're coming across the river now. 2 torchlights just there.